Today let we start SST chapter number 6 एजुकेशन अंडर द ब्रिटिश, यानी ब्रिटिश सरकार के अंडर में शिक्षा कैसी थी। आइए उसके बारे में हम पढ़ते हैं। इंडियन सिस्टम ऑफ एजुकेशन, भारतीय सिस्टम ऑफ एजुकेशन शिक्षा। वी गेट टू नो अबाउट ट्रेडिशनल इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम फ्रॉम रिटन रिकॉर्ड्स सच एज रिपोर्ट्स filed on the basis of surveys. One such report was filed by William Adam in the 1830s on the basis of the survey conducted by him of some districts of Bengal and Bihar. He was working for the company to prepare a report on the progress of the education system in Indian schools. According to his report, the early Indian education system consisted of pathshalas and maktabs which provided elementary education. ओके तो जो अर्ली इंडियन थे, जो मतलब जो शुरुआत में जो हमारा समय था भारत में, तो उस टाइम पे क्या होती थी, पाठशाला होती थी, ठीक है, और मकतब्स होते थे शिक्षा के लिए। पाठशाला टीचर्स वर नोन एज गुरुज व्हाइल इन मकतब्स टीचर्स वर नोन एज मौलवीज, है ना। अब पाठशाला में गुरु होते थे और मकतब में मौलवी होते थे। बोथ इम्पार्टेड बेसिक और एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन इन विलेजेस एंड टाउन्स। ईच पाठशाला कंसिस्टेड ऑफ 20 स्टूडेंट्स विद एज मेनी एज 1 लाख एक्सिस्टेंट पाठशाला एज्यूम ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम। तो कितनी, कम से कम 1 लाख पाठशाला होती थी। These institutions were established with the support of a teacher, people of the community or a wealthy person. ठीक है, तो जो पाठशालाएं कैसे चलती थी, स्टैब्लिश्ड होती थी कुछ लोगों की मदद से, ठीक है ना, और जिनकी अच्छी खासी वो थी, वेल्थ थी, जो अच्छा खासा मतलब लोग थे उस टाइम पे कमाने, जो रिच लोग थे, वो सपोर्ट करते थे टीचर्स को, स्कूल्स को। ओके, देयर वाज नो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दैट कुड बी कॉल्ड अ स्कूल प्रेमिसेस। कोई ऐसा खास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं था वहाँ पे, अरेंजमेंट कुछ ऐसा नहीं होता था। क्लासेस वर कंडक्टेड अंडर ट्रीज लाइक दिस, देखो पेड़ के नीचे क्लासेस चलती थी, इन कॉर्नर ऑफ शॉप्स, टेम्पल्स और मॉक्स, और एट टीचर्स हाउस, या तो जो अध्यापक होते थे उनके घर पे, या पेड़ के नीचे, या मस्जिद में, या इस तरह से, मतलब शॉप्स के बाहर। देयर वाज नो फिक्स्ड फी स्ट्रक्चर, कोई ऐसा फिक्स अमाउंट नहीं था कि ये देना है। द अमाउंट ऑफ फीस टू बी पेड डिपेंडेड ऑन द फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन ऑफ द पेरेंट्स, which mean that a student whose parents were wealthy had to pay more fees and then the student whose parents were poor. अब क्या होता था, फीस जो है उसके अकॉर्डिंग होती थी कि किसके पेरेंट कैसा। अगर कोई गरीब है तो उससे कम ली जाती थी, कि नहीं हो पा रहा तो नहीं भी ली जाती थी। जो थोड़े रिच थे बच्चे, जो रिच फैमिली से आते थे, उनसे फीस जो है पे कराई जाती थी। There were no printed text book, कोई प्रिंटेड बुक नहीं थी, बेंचेस नहीं थी, चेयर नहीं थी, ब्लैक बोर्ड नहीं था, कोई सिलेबस, टाइम टेबल, एग्जामिनेशन पेपर कुछ नहीं होते थे। स्टूडेंट्स वर गिवन बेसिक नॉलेज ऑफ रीडिंग, राइटिंग एंड अर्थमेटिक। क्या बेसिक नॉलेज थी उन लोगों को? लिखने की, पढ़ने की और अर्थमेटिक का ज्ञान था। द रूल्स ऑफ अर्थमेटिक एंड मल्टीप्लिकेशन टेबल्स वर टॉट वेरी मेटिकुलसली। How the knowledge of Sanskrit language was imparted to students. Teaching was done orally. Students used to sit in a group together and the guru interacted with them separately according to their age and level of understanding. Since the system of education was flexible, it was adjusted according to the needs of the locality. For example, during harvest seasons, the school remained closed for the students to work in the fields. The harvest season मतलब जब फसल आती थी ना, उस टाइम पे स्कूल बंद होते थे। क्यों? क्योंकि वो बच्चे अपने पेरेंट्स की हेल्प करते थे खेतों में जाके। Okay, so the education of a student was completed only when the teacher decided that the student had gained the required amount of knowledge. There were a few institutions that provided higher education, like the संपूर्णानंद संस्कृत कॉलेज, बहुत हायर स्टडी के लिए होते थे ये, इन वाराणसी। Most of them were brought up with the support of rulers or nobles. The students who attended these institutions belonged to the wealthy Hindu and Muslim families. मतलब जो अच्छे खासे घर से आते थे ना, जिनके पास पैसा अधिक होता था, वो इनमें एडमिशन ले सकते थे। Hindus received education in medium of Sanskrit and their center of education was called Tos, while Muslim received education in medium of Persian with their center of education being called Madrase. ठीक है, इनके अलग अलग जगह होती थी। इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ इंग्लिश एजुकेशन, ये अंग्रेजी तभी आई थी जब यहाँ अंग्रेज रह के गए थे, अपना यहाँ पे व्यापार करके गए थे, ठीक है। उससे पहले यहाँ पे अंग्रेजी का कोई मतलब नहीं था, और वो इस अंग्रेजी को ऐसे छोड़ के गए जो आज तक चली हुई है यहाँ पे। The Christian missionaries, both Portuguese and British, were the first to open schools. The medium of instruction was English. Mostly the children of Indian officials of the company attended these schools. The main motive of these missionaries, however, was to spread Christianity among Indians. They thought that the light of Western education would enlighten the minds of the backward natives and help them accept Christianity. But among the company's officials, there were many learned men who took genuine interest in the spread of education in India. Warren Hastings, the Governor General himself, was well versed in Sanskrit and set up Sanskrit school at Calcutta, now Kolkata, and Madras, now Chennai. In 1781, Jonathan Duncan founded the Sanskrit College of Banaras, now Varanasi. In 1791, in these colleges, the students were trained in Hindu and Muslim laws and were expected to have the company in civil and judicial administration. In 1801, Fort William College was set up to train the British civilians in Indian philosophy, literature, history, law, and culture. Encouragement was given to compile primary books, grammar, and dictionaries in Indian languages. The Charter Act of 1813. According to the Charter Act of 1813 of India, the company was required to keep aside a sum of 1 lakh for the promotion of learning among Indians. This money was, however, neither used till 1823, nor did the company have a clear education policy till 1835. Though the character was clear about the amount spent on education, it was vague about how and on what type of education this money should be spent. Another point of dispute was that while one group though thought that instruction should be given through the vernacular medium, mother tongue, or various regional languages, others advocated the use of English as a medium of instruction. At this point, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, a great scholar, supported the introduction of Western education through the medium of English. He helped David Hare, a Scottish scholar, to set up Hindu College at Calcutta in 1817, where Western education was imparted. He was supported by the Governor General Lord Bentinck, who appointed Lord William Macaulay to review the situation. Lord Macaulay, who greatly admired the Western learning, passed his minute in 1835 supporting the promotion of European literature and science among the native of India. This ended the long disputes and controversy, though vernacular was used as a medium of instruction in lower and middle schools. English became the medium of higher education. Dispatch of Charles Wood. Dispatch of Charles Wood. Dispatch of Charles Wood. In 1844, English was made the official language, and it was declared that people having the knowledge of English would be preferred for public employment. There was another breakthrough during the period of Lord Dalhousie as a result of dispatch made by Charles Wood, the Secretary of State, in 1854. A comprehensive and organized educational system was introduced. Charles Wood recommended the establishment of schools, colleges, and universities. As a result, in 1857, universities were set up in Bombay, now Mumbai, Calcutta, and Madras. To manage and guide these institutions, a Department of Education was set up. It is also organized financial aids at various levels. Schools were graded into primary, middle, and high schools. English continued to be the medium in high schools and universities. People were drawn more and more to the learning of English in the hope that it would be easier to secure job once they learned the language of the rulers. Though the motive was different, the introduction of new education in India undoubtedly posed a great challenge to the exciting social evils. Infused with the new ideas of equality, democracy, and rationalism, the educated Indians were ready to take pioneering steps towards social reforms. Education and Indian reformers. Several Indian reformers worked hard to bring about a change in society at large and the lives of the common people. They wanted to make people aware about the importance of being educated. So, some of them propagated that even Western education should be welcome. They felt that it gave us a scientific bend of mind to understand fact and disregard superstitions, thereby helping us to lead a quality life. Thus, they supported the petition opening of institutions that imparted Western education. On the other hand, there were also those who were opposed to the idea of Western education and believe it was harmful for Indian culture and learning. Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi found the Western education extremely harmful. He claimed that Western education instilled the feeling of inferiority in the minds of Indians by portraying Western civilization. अब वो लगने लगा गांधी जी को ये तो खतरा है भाई, है ना, अंग्रेजी शिक्षा तो खतरा है हमारे भारतीयों के लिए, फिर क्या होगा, वो उसके पीछे भागने लगेंगे अपनी भारतीय संस्कृति को छोड़. As being superior, he wanted Indian languages to be the medium of learning and urged students to leave institution imparting Western learning. मतलब Western learning को छोड़ के स्टूडेंट जो है हमारे भारतीय भाषा को ज्यादा वो दे प्रेफर करें. He argued that learning to just read and write did not make a person educated. उनका कहना था कि पढ़ने और लिखने से ही व्यक्ति शिक्षित नहीं हो जाता. The mind and soul of a person should also develop through oral knowledge. है ना, ज्ञान भी जो है इंसान को आत्मा का, दिमाग से सारी चीजें खुल के सोचने से भी ज्ञान होता है. Life experience and practical knowledge rather than valuing the knowledge of English textbooks, he believed that the medium of education should be through Indian languages. Gandhiji had his own ideas about education. His idea was spiritual as it led to the development of body, mind and spirit. He prepared a scheme for education called the Varda Scheme of Basic Education 1937. It is also called Nai Talim or Basic Education. According to the Varda Scheme, mother tongue should be the medium of instruction. है ना? So, free and compulsory education should be given from 6 to 14 years. कोई चार्ज नहीं लगेगा उस पर. इंग्लिश टेक्स्ट बुक शुड नॉट बी फॉलोड. इंग्लिश की जो किताबें हैं वो फॉलो नहीं होंगी. इक्वल इंपोर्टेंस शुड बी गिवन टू गेम्स, रिक्रिएशन एंड गुड हेल्थ. ठीक है, मनोरंजन के लिए, गेम्स के लिए. एजुकेशन शुड इक्विप पीपल इन कंस्ट्रक्टिव फील्ड्स लाइक पॉटरी, वीविंग, स्पिनिंग एटसेट्रा. हाउएवर दिस स्कीम डिड नॉट गेन पॉपुलैरिटी अमंग पीपल. Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was a great social reformer and educationalist. He established the Vishwa Bharati University and Shantiniketan in 1901. This university offered courses in science, technology, dance, music, etc. Tagore, through his own experience of studying in school, believed that the system of education prevalent at that time was not that much effective, as a child did not have freedom to be creative and explore his thoughts, and the system was rather oppressive. जब तक बच्चा अपने सोच, अपने विचार उसको एक्सप्रेस नहीं करेगा, अब सबके सामने रखेगा नहीं, तो क्या फायदा. So he set up an institution where children could explore their thoughts freely. है ना, उन्होंने एक अपना इंस्टीट्यूशन बनाया जहाँ बच्चा अपने विचारों को खुल के रख सकता था. His institution focused on self-learning outside the rigid rules of the British education. Focus was given on the creativity and curiosity of this child, and efforts were made by the teachers to understand them. Tagore, unlike Gandhi, wanted to combine the best of both Western and Indian learning without any restrictions. His institution emphasized on science and technology along with art, dance and music. Okay, so ये थी education under the British rule. Okay, so all topics are covered in this chapter here. I hope you all are very well understand this and enjoyed also. We will meet you next class. Thank you.